thank you again, everybody, for being here. There's strength in numbers. And Social Enterprise Alliance is the national membership organization of nonprofits that have embraced an earned revenue strategy, creating a business which not only makes nonprofits less dependent on government contracts or grants, less dependent on philanthropy, but where the revenue actually drives mission, and the purpose of the business is mission-driven as well, and for-profit social purpose businesses, whether they be benefit corporations, L3Cs, or traditional corporations or limited liability companies. If they have mission attached to them, they are welcome to join SCA. The Chicago chapter of SCA is the oldest in the network, the largest, the most robust, and we have had significant input in terms of the national agenda. The national organization, in turn, is part of a global organization. So this is a phenomenon that is gaining traction everywhere on Earth for similar reasons everywhere on Earth. And to the extent that you can employ business strategies to drive positive social change, to address the most daunting of social problems we face, we need you, we want you. SCA offers networking opportunities. Each of our educational events has a networking component. When the Chicago chapter was established in 2009 with a core group, and I was privileged to really lead that group to secure chapter status for an organization that therefore had not had any chapters. One thing I learned, there were a lot of social enterprises in the Chicago area. Yet one, they didn't necessarily call themselves social enterprises, they didn't use that word. And secondly, they didn't know that others like themselves existed. So consequently, they weren't able to learn from one another, transact with one another, collaborate with one another. So for that reason, networking is always an important component of everything we do. But there are educational efforts. There's going to be a new initiative talked about a little later, and I don't want to be stealing Lauren Robinson's thunder, but there's going to be some new stuff going on this year as well. If you would like to join us, we would welcome you. I think you would derive value from that which we offer, and I think our support and encouragement would also be beneficial to that which you're trying to achieve. So again, thank you so much for SCA. And there are opportunities to join at the front desk, and there's somebody manning in front desk, or a woman in front desk. So thank you all, and again, thanks for being here. So on to the introduction. And I have notes because the story I want to tell you is so powerful that I want to make sure I do it justice by sharing with you some of the details of the progression of a person's life that you may know about from television or hearing a story or knowing about a mayoral race. But I think that story really has a grounding, and that grounding is important for you to understand as well. So it's obvious to me that my friend Chuy Garcia believes that the purpose of life is a life of purpose. I think that's kind of an important observation as we sit here in a Jesuit institution. His public career can be traced back to 1984, when, after managing the aldermanic campaign of the martyred labor organizer, Rudy Lozano, he challenged Lozano's rival, one-time 22nd Ward Alderman Fred Stenberg, in a contest to serve as a Cook County Democratic committee. Chuy won that race with the enthusiastic endorsement of another iconic figure, Mayor Harold Washington, who by this time was engaged in the vitriolic council wars, we all, some of us at least remember, with Alderman Ed Verdoliak and his cronies. Stenberg, as it happens, was an ally of Verdoliak, who remains in the news to this day. But I'll say nothing more about him or Stenberg, except that Stenberg declined to run for re-election as an alderman. And Chuy, who had distinguished himself among committeemen for his extraordinary constituent service, and by then had also been appointed Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Water by Mayor Washington, went on to win election to Stemberg seat, carrying 26 of 27 precincts, despite the fact that his opponent labeled him a communist. Years later, Chewy, who is no communist, did back a notable socialist. We all know, but that's another story I'll get to shortly. He was also re-elected to committeeman, carrying 24 of 27 precincts. From there, Chewy was re-elected in 1987 and 1991 in the City Council. He served on the Budget and Government Operations Committee, the Rules, Municipal Code Revisions, and Ethics Committee, the Economic Development Committee, the Education Committee, the Finance Committee, the License Committee, the Ports, Wharves, and Bridges Committee, the Streets and Alleys Committee, the Traffic Control and Safety Committee, and the Aviation Committee, which he chaired. Truly a Renaissance man. And if I didn't know better, a man destined for the 5th floor of City Hall. But that's not where he went, at least next. In 1992, he ran for the Illinois Senate, where he became the first Mexican-American member and the only non-black member of the Black Caucus. He helped shepherd through immigrant-friendly health care and education reforms. Following his Senate career in January 1999, he founded and became the executive director of Little Village Community Development Corporation, now known as LACE Chicago. And in 2005, he helped found the Latino Action Research Network, a political action committee to help better represent the city's Latino population. In 2010, Chewy took his seat on the Cook County Board, beating his primary opponents 55% to 45%. He also creamed his general election opponents 86 to 36%, whereupon President Tony Preckwinkle wisely appointed Chewy her floor leader. In 2014, he was understandably re-elected unopposed. Which brings us to the mayor's race of 2015, when, as an outsider challenging the status quo, he forced a head-to-head runoff against the significantly better funded incumbent Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who was backed by the political establishment, including one Barack Obama. Chewy ran on a safety, education, and economic justice platform, and prudently opposed the Ashland Bus Rapid Transit Plan, the Belmont Flyover, and the notorious red light cameras. He called for 1,000 more police officers in the neighborhoods. Is it sounding familiar now? More recent vintage? Which would fulfill the campaign promise of the mayor made in 2011, but never happened. Chewy energized the Latino community, not only in Chicago, but across the country. He helped signal the growing Latino influence outside of the cities of Los Angeles, Miami, and San Antonio, and went on to become a key surrogate for Senator Bernie Sanders, who had campaigned for him during the mayoral. To quote Bernie Sanders, at a time when the wealthiest people and largest corporations are becoming richer while virtually everyone else is becoming poorer, working class people have got to fight back. And that's what Chewy's campaign is all about. It is my great honor to introduce Cook County Commissioner, Chairman of the Cook County Board's Committee on Business and Economic Development, Chairman of the new Cook County Commission on Social Innovation, and our Disruptor-in-Chief, my friend, your friend, Jesus Julie Garcia.